두 개의 뭔가 스위치가 있는 퍼즐을 지나야 하지 않았어? 아니 그런 거 없었는데 무슨 소리야. 아 얘들은 알고 있었구나. 구라치려 했는데. 다른 출입구가 있어. 안해. 싫어. 그냥 갈 거야. 아 이게 코다와 그거네. 아까 앞에 있던 사람들은 뭔가 목적을 가지고 거기에 가야만 해. 이게 나 이거 화자 게임의 플레이할 수 없다면 접근성이 없다 무슨 소용이냐 하는 그 입장이고, 얘는 그냥 게임이 그 안에 있는 것만으로도 충분히 재밌는 거다라고 말하는 입장이고 그거네.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
아 그런 식으로 제작자 의도 가진 그런 게임이 유저가 즐기는 걸 우선하기보다는 제작자 의도를 위선한 게임이
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination.
근데 그 게임은 그럼 혹시
It's a destination. We're gonna see it in the work as
그거
well.
뭐 플레이 해가지고 한 플레이어가 치료제를 찾았어요.
A lot more fully developed, with more of a clear
그럼
idea.
그 플레이어는 어떻게 된 거야? 또 찾아가야 돼요?
That idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer. So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played. But it's ironic, isn't it, that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just
그러니까 이 화자는
play
뭔가
someone's game and see the voices in their head
보다
and get
게임을
to know
통해서
them
코다를
better
더
and have to do
이해할
less of
수
the
있었고 걔를
messy in-person socializing.
뭐 도와주고 싶다
I could
이런
just get to
건가?
know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
넓어. 뭘까 이건?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution. He understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him
뭔가
a simple
정신병 치료하는
mechanism.
그런 느낌이다.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
이게 뭐야? 여기 있어? 제발 무슨 말 좀 해봐. 말 좀 해. 잘해.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes.
포르노스타도
Hang
죽는다.
with it.
무슨 뜻일까? 뭐지? 오. 잠깐만. 아니야. 뭐야?
See, like, this is it. The whole game.
우물이야?
And there's nothing that's particularly
아까
interesting
그
about it.
창밖에서
You just
봤던 그
walk to the
우물?
end of a hallway. Except, for some
출구
reason,
없어졌어.
Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
버전 2도 있네. 이 방 가운데는 어떤 각으로 둘까? 땅에 커다란 구멍을 뚫어두자. 아니. 방의 벽에는 뭘 둘까? 스토브 몇 개. 아니. 답정너야? 분명 내 선택들을 아무런 차이도 만들지 못하겠지. 그렇지. 어?
There's a bit more to this one, but still it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
뭐야 이게?
So okay, he throws it out and starts over.
또
This time
새로운
he
게
comes
있어?
at the prison idea from a different direction.
안녕하세요. 앞으로 걸어와 주세요. 이 안내는 당신이 어떠한 감옥 환경에서라도 탈출할 수 있도록 만들어 줄 겁니다. 설명에 주의 깊게 따라해 주세요. 모든 단계를 잘 기억해야 합니다. 먼저 이 테이블을 클릭하세요. 액자로 가서 클릭을 하여 살짝 비틀어 주세요. 거실 등 소파 선반 처음 왔던 지점으로 돌아가서 감옥으로 돌아가 보세요. 오케이. Return.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain.
테이블이 없네. 뭘 할 수가 없잖아. 그럼.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
뭐요?
Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really
진짜
unloaded on his
이상해질 것
prison
같아.
idea. There's nearly a dozen. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
꽉 막힌 고정관념에 대한 답답함? 감옥 게이밍? 그럴지도. 뭐야, 공포 게임이야? 오세요. 누구세요? 나라고? 감옥을 탈출하고 난 뒤에 너라고. 당신 나라고? 네. 안녕히 가세요.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
고정관념이라. 뭘 해야 돼? 밖이 아니고 안이 바뀌다. 그냥 돼 임마. 믿어. 근데 이거 진짜 저기 밖에 있잖아. 저기 저기 진짜 뭔가 공포게임 냄새 난다. 슬렌더맨 이런 거 나올 것 같지 않냐?
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice? So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
뭐지?
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle,
코다의 퍼즐을
with the two
대변해준다고
doors
봐.
on either side and a dark transitional space between.
어쨌든 화자와 함께 이 게임들을 해석해 나가는 게 이 게임의 그건 것 같아. 끝났냐? 오케이. 이런 세상에 나는 청소부였나?
You'll notice that the quality of the
다
art is
청소해야
a step
된다고?
up from previous games,
진짜?
including this new and
농담이지?
improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work,
딱 알았어.
and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
이 게임이 2달 걸렸다고? 친구를? 야, 정리했어. 깔게? 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 됐어. 즐겁냐? 나한테 일 시키니까 즐겁냐? 즐기지 못하는 것 같아? 소파? 오케이. 알았어. 아, 누가 쏟았어? 너겠지, 임마. 너밖에 없잖아. 내명적 성찰? 그래, 한번 들어봐. 뭐가 아냐. 아이, 넌 뭐하고 난 시키는 것만. 본격 하인 시뮬레이터. 본격 하인 시뮬레이터. 아, 이거 또 하고.
After the
치 없네.
intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful. I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
계속 청소만 하는 게임인가? 집안은 그 사람의 영혼과 아주 비슷하다고? 스스로를 돌보는 것과 같다는 말이지. 그치 임마. 어쨌거나 그래. 책? 알았어.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace. But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well.
창문이 없어졌네.
You can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive. Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
2009년 9월. 오늘 이곳에는 왜 오셨죠? 삶을 증진시키기 위해서입니까? 더 좋은 직장을 얻기 위해서인가요? 당신의 관계들을 더 중요하게 만들고 싶은 생각? 아니죠. 당신은 이곳에 완벽해지기 위해 왔습니다. 이 워크숍은 어떻게 완벽해지는지 알려드릴 겁니다. 전 당신의 친구들이 당신의 삶에 속한 당신을 보고 이렇게 생각했으면 좋겠습니다. 와, 이 사람 나보다 훨씬 대단한 사람. 현재 당신의 삶에서 당신을 보고 누가 그런 생각을 할게요? 아는 사람 중 굉장히 자기 방이 잘 되어 있고 그런 사람에 비교하면 당신 스스로가 역겹다고 느껴지는 사람이 있나요? 그 사람을 비하면 당신은 쓸모없고 이기적이며 은혜도 모르는 사람입니다. 전 당신을 그렇게 만들어주겠습니다. 어떻게 힘을 들이지 않고 할 수 있나입니다. 이건 쉽습니다. 정말 쉬워요. 정말 쉽습니다. 얼마나 힘을 들이지 않냐에 있습니다. 뭐야? 내가 강사가 됐네? 열쇠는 이겁니다. 어떻게 쓰지 않으면 달성할 것인가? 선생님도 플레이어 참 편견이 가득하고 겁에 가득 질려있다고. 틀린단 말해볼까? 하하하, 농담입니다. 하하하. 틀린 답을 말할 때마다 뭐 변하는 건 또 없네.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect.
과제 받아서 앞에서 조별 과제 발표할 때 느낌.
Completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
(2010년 1월) 게임 멈췄어. 됐다.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
오, 깜짝이야. 자리 잡으죠? 알았어. 그래. 오케이. 벽에 기댄다고? 이런 식으로? 이렇게? 여성 동물 작가. 내 꿈이 동물 사진을 찍는 작가가 되는 것이고. 오케이. 안녕하세요. 대화 주차 아니야? 야, 일단 말문을 열어야지. 야, 다시 해봐. 전 당신이 좋아요. 아니야? 아니야? 어렵네. 오케이. 원뿔들은 내가 건드리면 튕겨서 주변. 내 감정을 이끌어내기 위해서 이런 설정이 필요하다고? 가야금이야? 뭐야 이게? 아 이게? 아 이 지금 하고 있는 이 부분이 가면 같다. 너무 답답하다. 부대 뒤쪽? 좋아. 왔어. 어? 뭐야? 뭐야? 그거야. 이제 제대로 된 이랬어야 돼. 뭐야?
The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5
이걸 하고
months
다시
to make a
5개월
new
동안
game.
5개월 뒤에 게임을 새로 만들었다. 메비우스 여행. 이 게임을 제대로 플레이하기 위해선 눈을 감고 있어야만 한다. 클릭을 하면 게임이 시작됩니다. 오케이, 눈을 감겠어. 내 너구리 왜 눈 안 감아야? 다시. 너구라. 너구라. 너리. 몰라. 야 이제 눈 감자. 아무튼 눈을 감았습니다 여러분. 눈을 감고 눈 떠야. 뭐야 이게. 도와줘. 눈이 멀었어. 눈 감은 척. 저거 뭐냐? 저거 뭐냐? 뭐야 이게. 쟤 무슨 일이야. 무슨 일이야. 야 저거 뭐야. 다른 방법은 풀 수가 없대. 거대한 문이 있었어. 안 보이기 시작했고. 오케이. 저걸 멈추는 유일한 방법은 정직한 말을 하는 거야. 이럴 수가. 난 이런 것들을 계속 만들 수가 없어. 이러니까 멈췄어.
Like I said, I was getting concerned.
우와.
First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
오케이.